Well, if you love Queensland seafood as much as I do, you'll be as concerned as I am when I heard that Labor, both state and federal, are announcing bans on net fishing. This is outrageous. Our important fishing industry, which is being shut down with no consultation and which will destroy those hundreds of families' lives. And it's crazy because Australian fishing is done to the highest standards. It is so sustainable that it's happened for generations. The other thing that I'm really concerned about is that the cost of living is spiralling out of control. And this is another attack on Queensland and Australian families. This will only increase the cost of food. It means that people who generally can't go out and fish for themselves, people like me, won't be able to enjoy the mackerel, the barramundi, all of those things that are net caught, particularly in North Queensland. So I've come down to talk to somebody who knows a lot more about this, particularly what it means for customers, and that's Paul from Sammy's Seafood here in Hamilton. So Paul, what does the net bans mean for your customers?
Well, initially you'll see a rise in prices. That's as simple as that.
So you know about fishing practices. How confident do you feel when you're buying from seafood from Queensland fishermen?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, we are world leading in our sustainability. The way it's going now, we will, to a point, within the next 10 years, I believe, we will not be able to buy Australian fish. We will have fish caught by people from overseas and then we will buy that from them from overseas.
That's a shocking
that's
thing to say, isn't it?
Sad.
Oh, it's devastating. I'm incredibly proud of Australian agriculture, of Australian farmers, fishers and foresters. I'm incredibly proud of the high standards that they operate to, the sustainable standards that they operate to. And I'm really worried about food security in this country when we have a Labor government, both state and federal, trying to introduce impractical and unnecessary restrictions like banning net fishing. But importantly, it damages the cost of living that consumers are already struggling under. It will make it more expensive to eat seafood. It will make it harder to get our great Australian seafood and ultimately might end up in the shutdown and the loss of our professional industry altogether. This is a real line in the sand, and I would urge you to make sure that your local Labor member knows how unhappy you are about the idea of us further damaging Australian farming, Australian agriculture, and today, Australian fishing.